Today I'm giving you the basics on the DJI Osmo Mobile free and show you the features I think will help you to create better content. What up guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Eddie Bear and today is the last episode, at least for this year, surrounding the topic how to make better videos with the help of your smartphone. I showed you various kinds of lenses, I showed you filters and all kinds of stuff that helps you to capture better videos. But the last thing I was still missing is how you get smoother footage, and I'm showing you today how the DJI Osmo Mobile free will help you to get this smooth footage, and also how you can spice up your content with the Osmo Mobile free. The really cool thing about the Osmo Mobile free is that it pretty much supports every kind of smartphone there is. The only requirement is it has to support the Mimo app. This naturally also means the moment a new smartphone gets released with new cameras, new hardware and new tech, you can use it right away with your Osmo Mobile free. The thing that surprised me the most is the payload that the Osmo Mobile free can carry. I used it with anamorphic lenses, I used it with ND filters on top of anamorphic lenses, I even used it with the Lemuro 60mm telephoto lens, and that lens is so heavy that it almost is too heavy to carry around, but the Osmo Mobile free was able to still balance it, so that's impressive. By the way, if all the gear I just mentioned piqued your interest, I will link them up here and down below. And now let me give you a quick walkthrough of the Mimo app and what it can do for you and what options you have in combination with the Osmo Mobile free. Depending on the smartphone you are recording with, your resolution and frame rate settings could differ from mine. I was recording on the iPhone XS, therefore I had 4K 60 frames available, but you can switch these settings anytime. Another important thing you can adjust are your recording settings. Of course, you always can shoot in automatic mode, but you can switch over to manual, where you can adjust your ISO shutter speed manually. This is necessary to achieve smooth cinematic footage with the 180-degree rule, especially in combination with mobile phone lenses and ND filters. By tapping the three dots in the bottom left corner, you can access the advanced settings of the Osmo Mobile free. Here, for example, you can turn on your flash while filming. Another extremely helpful setting is the ability to set your white balance. Especially when you're using smartphone lenses or ND filters, you will need to set these settings accordingly. You also have the option to enable grid lines or diagonals in order to frame your subject more easily. Also, one of the most powerful features of the Osmo Mobile free can be found here, but more about that in a second. Almost every button on the Osmo Mobile free has some kind of shortcut features, so I'm going to show you the ones I think you should be aware about if you want to use this gimbal as efficient as possible. The easiest and fastest way to enter selfie mode without touching your smartphone display is by tapping the trigger 3 times. If you tap the trigger 3 times once again, you switch back to the front-facing camera. If you tap and hold the mode button until you hear a beep, you are pausing all motor functions. This way you easily can adjust your payload. Push the trigger twice to re-engage motor functions. By tapping the mode button twice, you quickly can switch between landscape and portrait mode, and also the other way around. If you want to get closer to your subject, make use of the zoom button on the side. By the way, if you want to go all the way down, you can do so by entering underslung mode. This way you don't need to throw yourself into the mud. To enter this mode, simply grab the Osmo Mobile free on the bottom and turn it clockwise so it will go upside down. I think the most important and useful feature on the Osmo Mobile free is Active Track. I already showcased how Active Track works a few weeks ago in my Ronin S tutorial, but I also wanted to show you today how it performs on the Mobile free and also how you operate it, cause it's same but different. The Active Track capabilities of the Osmo Mobile free are incredible. Even filming in brightest daylight against the sun, it does a great job following you, but if you're moving too fast, it may lose you. Once you re-enter the frame, it will automatically start to re-engage in tracking and follow you all the way around. Thanks to this feature, the Osmo Mobile free becomes a must-have for every vlogger. There are two options to engage Active Track. For the first, center your subject and hit the trigger once. This way the Osmo Mobile free will automatically detect your subject and will track it. The second one is to draw a rectangle around your subject, and the Osmo Mobile free will automatically recognize the subject yet again. With the help of this feature, even inexperienced users are able to capture awesome looking footage. By the way, if you aren't happy with the framing of your subject, you can adjust the framing with the help of your joystick. To recenter on your subject, tap the trigger twice. The DJI Osmo Mobile 3 isn't just a traditional gimbal, it can help you to create content in a more creative way. For example, you can capture panoramic images or record motion lapses. If the lens on your smartphone isn't wide enough, you can use the panoramic mode to get a wider field of view. In this particular setup, we are taking 9 photos and let the app stitch them together to one. Unfortunately, since I was using an anamorphic lens, the stitching result isn't too good, but DJI normally is very good at this. So if you would use a normal lens, you would not have this issue. Another very cool way to capture a scene is with the help of a motion lapse. Here you can specify 4 waypoints where the camera will traverse along. Then you set your interval, which specifies how often your camera will take a photo. After that you set the duration, which specifies the time the gimbal needs to get from point A all the way to point D. Once you're satisfied with your settings, just hit record and the Osmo Mobile 3 will do the rest for you. Even a 1-minute motion lapse can be extremely satisfying in my opinion. These were my favorite settings and features of the Osmo Mobile 3. I think if you pair these with a flagship smartphone, maybe some nice lenses, some ND filters, you basically can replace most mid-range SLR setups at a fraction of their weight and most importantly of their costs. Considering smartphone technology is taking bigger leaps every year, I'm convinced by now that more and more people will start to ditch their heavy SLR setups and replace them with lightweight mobile setups. With that said, what is your opinion about the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 and how does your setup look like at the moment? Are you still in the SLR realm or have you switched over to mobile already? Let me know down in the comments below. By the way, this will be the last video for 2020 and I wanted to personally thank you for all your support, all your likes, all your comments, all your subscriptions. I appreciate every single one of you. I read every single comment and I'm really looking forward to what comes in 2020. I couldn't be where I am without all of your support. So if you want to see anything special next year, let me know down in the comments below. I'm really excited for 2020 and I can't wait to get back to work. But now I will take some time off for a few weeks and expect me back in the beginning of February. So with that said, I wish you all happy Christmas or whatever you celebrate, happy New Year's, and I see you in the next one. Peace!